How do you start an Etsy shop with no social media following? What products and price points should you have in Q4? And what is the step-by-step process when doing a shop audit? In today's video, I'm going to answer all of your questions, and these are questions that I have never answered before. If you're new here, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan Jarris, and I'm an Etsy seller of 7 years. I've sold over $1.5 million in revenue on the platform, and that's over $1 million in profit. My entire background is actually corporate e-commerce, and I applied those e-commerce principles to Etsy, and now we've taught about 1,500 Etsy sellers these principles in the last year. But in today's video, I'm gonna dive into all your questions, and I don't like fluff, so let's just get to it. What to share on Pinterest? Is it worth to do manually and adding limited hashtag options, or just share from Etsy where only the description is shared? Thanks. Right now, I would just use the Google Chrome extension and share directly from Etsy. And with Pinterest, volume and speed are your friend. So I would not be wasting time deleting the description, changing things out. As long as your description is fully optimized and really strong in its SEO, I would leave that right in there. All right, do you think it's too late to start an Etsy shop and sell digital products? For certain digital products, I would not even waste a minute on that. Where I would put my time is where you can actually have more levers to pull to compete, not something Midjourney spits out and that you upload. If you're gonna do digital, put in some sweat equity. It's digital. You're not really fulfilling on an order. So take the time to actually build a quality digital product. If I was going to start a digital shop today, I would provide something with utility. This means spreadsheets. This means website templates. This means email marketing tools for small businesses. So my answer to that question, it depends what you're selling. If you give too many refunds, not ideal. Will this affect your shop rating with Etsy? Now, refunds could simply be price adjustments after the item is purchased. Etsy treats refunds differently than they treat cancellations. If you are canceling a bunch of orders, I could see that how that would negatively impact your listings rating, perhaps. Now, if you are just refunding or adjusting the final balance, maybe shipping overages, something like that, that really shouldn't impact your ranking. Do you offer help options other than your master course for people who can't afford it, like audits, one-on-one calls, etc.? This is interesting. So over the last year, I feel like a lot of people don't realize that this following has grown so rapidly. I get hundreds of emails a day asking for shop audits and one-on-one help with their shop. Literally hundreds of emails. And that's not even counting hundreds of Instagram messages or Facebook messages. You know, I'm already working 16-hour days, 7 days a week because my time is so limited. I do reserve my coaching for my students. I could offer 1 hour coaching, but in that time, I would be spending that entire hour literally reading to you what's in my program. It's really not an efficient use of time for anyone. Another person asks this. I was thinking this last night. I was wondering if you sell the courses separately for each stage of business or some kind of other options. So something about what I do is I provide a very holistic approach to running an Etsy shop. In what I teach, every strategy builds on the previous one. It's laid out for you in a prioritized way. The reason I don't sell a Pinterest course or a Facebook course or a sprinting strategy course is because they're all interconnected. I could teach you the Facebook strategy, but if your SEO sucks, like it's not gonna work for you. I could teach you the Pinterest strategy, but if your listings are not high converting, you're not gonna sell anything anyways. And my goal is for the people I help to get results. You're not going to get results if you cherry pick strategies. I really believe you need a holistic approach. Hi Dylan, if I sell digital seamless patterns and possibly adding some physical print on demand products using patterns, and I want to start selling wall art, digital and physical, blankets, candles, etc. in the same theme to match wall art, then is it better to open a separate shop for the wall art business? The answer to that is aesthetic. Keep a cohesive aesthetic. If everything looks like it belongs together, if it's all the same tones, fonts, if it's targeting the same type of customer who appreciates one type of aesthetic, keep it in the same shop. But if your aesthetic is all over the place, if you've got some retro mixed with some like boho, mixed with some minimalist, probably wouldn't keep it all in the same shop. Aesthetic really, really matters. How and where to promote digital products to drive more traffic to Etsy? Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. I would do Pinterest and Facebook. Instagram is gonna be about nurturing your customers. Depends what type of a digital product you're selling. Are you selling a course, digital course, or are you selling a spreadsheet? Like, big difference. Are you selling wall art or are you selling tumbler wraps? In general, I would say Facebook across the board. I have not seen a category that the Facebook strategy would not apply to, actually. And then Pinterest is a great search engine. It's the long game, and I would definitely be in there. All right, for holiday listings, once the holiday or event is over, should we deactivate them or leave them for the remainder of the year? I would just turn off auto renew and I would sort them to the back of your shop. Finding it hard to find a hole in the market of digital products on Etsy. Do you have any tips? Yes, so I have something, it's called the 10-step opportunity checklist. It's 10 questions, very straightforward. You run your idea through it and it will tell you if it's worth your time or if it's a total waste of your time. What happens with a lot of people is they have an idea, they put up 10 listings and they sit and they wonder, do I just need more listings or is this just a bad idea? Or another thing that I hear a lot of is, okay, I researched on Etsy and it seems like no one is selling this. Does that mean it's a great idea or does that mean it's a terrible idea? Like, which one is it, right? The 10-step checklist that we have, it will give you that answer. It's basically, honestly, the exact conversation I'd have with you if you came to me with a question, should I sell X thing? Someone says, what is the step-by-step thought process when doing a shop audit and their corresponding things to change? So when we do a shop audit, myself and my coaching team, right now there are 9 of us on the team, we will actually make you a video and we will pull your shop open, do a screen recording, talking you through exactly what to fix. And the reason we do this is because writing out a shop audit is like not very helpful. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of things can be miscommunicated, and visuals are so helpful. So not only are we using your shop as an example, but if we're saying don't do this, we want to pull open an example of, okay, this is what you do instead. So maybe from another shop or something that is doing it in the right way so that you can see what good looks like. I think that's the problem with doing a written shop audit. It's hard to know what good looks like, starting with the banner, the shop name, the title, the announcement, the sections, the layout, all the way down to your about section, your policies, your social media links, everything. And then we will dive in. I really like to look at your best sellers. A lot of times something is a bestseller for you, yet there is still friction in the purchasing process. There's so much money being left on the table. I like to get more out of what's already working. That's low-hanging fruit. So I like to dive into your best sellers, find the friction, change this, remove this variation, eliminate these color options, these font options, it's too many. There's decision fatigue happening here. If we attack your best sellers first, we will see your conversion rate on those go up pretty quickly, which then increases your ranking in search, which increases your traffic, which increases your revenue. And then we look at your overall product mix too. Like, what is missing? You need different listings with different purposes. Do you have like all templates that are $5? What is the pricing strategy in your shop? Is there one? Are you testing 10 different pricing strategies and trying to guess what will work? We want to have one pricing strategy at a time because to really do an A/B test, you need to have one variable. And if you have 2 different pricing strategies on 2 different listings, you have too many variables to know what's causing what. And then what products are missing? So, are you missing a loss leader? What is your revenue driver? What is going to get you to 10K months, $1,000 days? We will help you identify what items and products might be missing from your shop. And then if you'd like, you can also ask us to look at the competition. We will do a competitor analysis of you versus maybe the market leader. I love showing people how to take market share without only competing on price. That is the process for a shop audit. We kind of start with the outside and move to the inside. Do you think the print on demand and digital design markets on Etsy are oversaturated? What I think is happening is a lot of people think it's going to be this easy, get rich quick passive income, and then they throw up, hundreds of listings that are bad listings. Yeah, I think it's saturated with bad listings. The number of good listings, I don't think is significantly higher than it was in the past. If you intend to go on Etsy and build a long-term, high revenue, consistent business, I don't think Etsy is saturated with sellers who are determined to do that. I think Etsy is saturated with sellers who are half in, half out, looking for a get rich quick thing, and then it kind of floods the marketplace with bad listings. We have students with brand new shops making like $1,500 month 1. We have students launching shops every single week. They're doing it the right way, so the results are different. Love following your content. I have like 0 emails on the email list other than Pinterest and Facebook. How do I get the word out? There's a lot you can do with TikTok and Instagram. Content is important. You could also do some collaborations on Instagram to ramp things up faster. I definitely don't think you need to have an email list if you don't have a brand. That's like probably one of the later things that you'd be developing. Looks like you're missing TikTok and Instagram. TikTok can blow you up in unexpected ways. So my best advice with those are don't overthink it because it's going to prevent you from posting. And oftentimes it's the thing you hesitate to post that just skyrockets things. All right, any tips and strategies for Q4? Product price points, product mix, evergreen versus holiday themed items, etc. Absolutely. My number 1 Q4 strategy strategy. Price point first, product second. What is the price point bucket that you want to fall into? And then back into the product that can fit the cost to be at that price point. I really recommend being at very, very accessible price points if you want to have a huge influx of orders in Q4. If you can get to a $10 with free shipping price point on something in your shop, do it. If you can get to $15 with free shipping, do it. $19.99, do it. $25, do it. Anything really $30 or less with free shipping is going to be great for Q4. I also recommend like a $50 price point, $75 price point, $100 price point. Once you start getting up into the, $150, $200, $300 range, you better have a good track record in your shop and great reviews or something very special about your item, something different from the competition. But price points are key. I recommend leveraging Q4 to really get your revenue up, but also to get that order number under your shop name up really high, really fast. This is the time to test things. This is the easiest time to test anything in your shop with the traffic Etsy's going to be bringing. I have this framework called the 7 types of products, different listings, different purposes. Some, their only purpose is to drive up your order number. Others, their only purpose is to scale your revenue. But we want both going up at the same time. Q4 is the easiest time to leverage a dynamic product mix. And then evergreen versus holiday themed items. I would say both, but I recommend prioritizing more evergreen items that you can then repackage and repurpose for future gifting seasons, anniversary gifts, Valentine's Day gifts, Mother's Day, Father's Day gifts, birthday gifts, things that you can still sell year round. I don't recommend building your product mix around like ho sweatshirts. And that is only because I've seen it happen so many times. And then you basically are starting from scratch in January. I don't like wasting time. I don't want you to waste time. So prioritize evergreen, especially if you are a newer shop. And how do you start out at ground zero? I mean, like, honest to goodness, no followers. I allowed myself to be disappointed by thinking friends would help share my business, but now I understand I need new friends. Just kidding, sort of, but honestly, how do you get followers and newsletter subscribers from zero? Number one thing is to give it away. Make the offer so good that they can't say no. Give away so much value in whatever that item is or whatever's in your shop at such a ridiculous price that they can't say no. That is how you start out from ground zero. If you would like us to look at your shop, give you guidance, give you a game plan, just reach out to us. In our next video, we are going to be critiquing our YouTube followers' shops. If you would like your Etsy shop critiqued, put the name of the shop in the comments below, and we would love to consider your shop for this video. Put in your 30-day revenue for your shop so that we have some context for where your shop is at and maybe where it needs to go. Schedule a call with the link below in the description, and we'd be happy to talk to you more about a game plan and strategy for your shop. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.